So, welcome to this episode of Interviews with Martin, where I introduce you to meditators across Canada who pray during a time when the whole world is changing so quickly. I'm thrilled to introduce you today to Andy Burns. Welcome, Andy. For those of you who might not know you or haven't met you yet, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you work, and what you do in Christian meditation.
Well, thanks, Martin, and thank you for having me with you. Um, right now, I serve as the Canadian Community for Christian Meditation's coordinator for meditation with children and young people. And I work as a teacher. I've been a teacher with the Hamilton Wentworth Catholic District School Board for the last 30 years. And for the last 5 years, I've been serving as the religion and family life consultant here in our board. And it was through that role 5 years ago that I was introduced to Christian meditation as a form of prayer. And it's been in concert with our Christian meditation leadership team here in the board that we've been working to share and promote the gift of Christian meditation here. And then in my role with the community, the Canadian community, I've been sharing that experience broader, just trying to help teachers and those working with young people to share this gift.
Oh, wonderful. That's an important work. Of course, this COVID pandemic has changed everything. How have you made that shift and the work that you do in promoting and teaching Christian meditation? What have you observed happen?
Well, as challenging and as hard as this time of social distancing and physical distancing has been, we've noticed a surprising interest growth in our Christian meditation groups that we've been nourishing here in our board. Myself and our leadership team had been facilitating Meditation Mondays with face-to-face throughout Lent. And we also had another group of retired teachers meeting monthly. And what we thought we would do is, well, let's just move our groups online. And the response to that now is on our Meditation Mondays, we have about 30 to 40 people regularly meeting with us on Mondays. And that is sort of a group of people that I more directly work with. And on Thursdays, we have a group of 30 people that are meditating with us when we moved our retired teacher group. And we've invited a few others who would like to join us there. And that both those groups continue to expand.
So it seems that going to the online platform has in some ways made Christian meditation more accessible to some people who are already familiar and comfortable with doing a lot of their work and their pastime online. So by the numbers growing, I'm hearing this across the board that this is an accessibility point for the practice of prayer.
Definitely, we've seen that happening, particularly with the adults in our board, because that's mainly during the crisis who we've had access to. Our connection with students, in face-to-face and online, that's an area that we're still growing with for everything. So we haven't really, so we've had an opportunity with the adults in our board.
Yeah, I want to just dial back a bit in the work you do. Some of us bring a bias to the question of children meditating. The children can't sit still and be quiet. So in teaching Christian meditation within the public education system, what have you learned about children, their teachers, and meditation?
I would say it's the adults that can't sit still and meditate, in my experience, and the children take to it quite naturally.
Say a little bit more about that, if you can.
No, well, we did have, I don't know if you could see this, Martin, but we did produce this book 2 years ago, just asking kids to share their reflections on meditation, and they just quite naturally share some of the physical benefits and some of the spiritual benefits that come along with this. This young lady, Vanessa, from one of our schools, she wrote, "What I like about Christian meditation is that you can connect with Jesus and God. And I also like that if there was drama or anything annoying you, you can forget about it, even if it's just for 5 minutes. And the drama of everything that's going on in our world right now, just to have the opportunity for 5 minutes to step away from that and regather ourselves so that we can come out to that drama and maybe deal with it in a way it's more connected with who we are." Another, I did highlight just a couple I wanted to share with you. Another young person wrote, "Christian meditation helps me be with God. I am very relaxed and at peace. It helps me embrace my feelings so I can be a better person to my family and my friends." And so you can see how that is so important right now during a time of crisis when, people are cooped up at home in their houses and maybe need to take a break to get to root themselves in God, and so that they can come out into the activity of their day with maybe a better sense of being able to of goodness and who they are and what they're doing.
So, I hear you're making a connection there between the practice of Christian meditation and the values of the Christian faith, connecting with God somehow, finding peace and the joy and the love of Christ in our hearts through the practice of meditation. And I will echo your statement about adults. Maybe the children can teach us something, and we adults can grow more into being still and silent, especially as this can be such a help during a crisis time. Andy, thank you so much. I'd like to give you maybe one last word if you'd like to say something about your experience of prayer, your understanding of how prayer and Christian meditation can help us at this time.
Well, during this time, I've been working with a fair number of adults, more maybe than I had previously. I have a number of groups that we've been nurturing along the way, and particularly with our Thursday night group, that when we meet together, it's a chance for us to support each other in forming the habit of Christian meditation, which can be difficult for people, even for those who are able to find the time. Being able to stick with the prayer word throughout the time of the prayer is something that meeting with a group has been very helpful in that. But also our weekly prayer groups are an opportunity for adults to journey together in faith, to talk about things that are important to them in their faith lives. And it's really important for people to have that kind of spiritual friendship to talk about things that are important. So I've been really appreciating the spiritual friendship that's been developing out of our online prayer groups. So
it sounds very encouraging to me, and I hope to our listeners too, that the seeds that are being planted at this time of upheaval and change rapidly can continue beyond and into a post-COVID world, that these online connections or what you're doing now, it sounds to me like there's so much fruit that can bear down the line. So thanks for encouraging us, Andy, and thanks for meeting with me today. And I look forward to hearing more about your work in Christian meditation with children and young adults. God bless you.
You're welcome, Martin.